Hey friends, welcome back to Gem and Cozy. I wanted to bring you guys along for a journal spread that I recently made after reading Rebecca Yaros's book, Iron Flame. If you are interested in reading that book, this video will have spoilers in it because it's a way for me to remember what happened in this second book before the third book comes out. I won't start talking about the book in detail until I finish the spread, so if you guys want to hang out with me while I glue things down, then that's totally cool too. One of the easiest ways to break up a journal spread is to use little post-it notes or sheets of paper that add a pop of color. This black one with the stars that I'm about to glue on is from Doohickle Designs. The bottom right mushroom one and the top left purple one that says Reminder is from Celestial Woods. And the tired pixel heart one on the bottom left is from me, which is from Gem and Cozy. Now, this book is about dragons, and I didn't know what I was going to use this sticker sheet on. I got it for free from one of my sticker app orders, so I decided to put a few of these on here. I used that gold sticker for Andarna because I was thinking about her gold scales. And I used the Black Panther for Tarn since he's a massive black dragon. I continued to decorate the page and fill in some areas. I used the little book sticker at the top left from Happy Olive Studio and the little spooky Halloween one with the cauldrons is from Ghostalgia. And I was so excited to add my derpy wood dragon somewhere on this spread. This is for February Stationery Club and I printed it as a clear sticker. So that one is from Gem and Cozy. This little sticker said "Take me to your leader" on it, and I felt like that was very relevant with the book. So I stuck it on there and I started to write out little sections and title the pages. I'm really not sure what compelled me to make a journal spread about this book because I don't really do that, but maybe because I just started reading again and Iron Flame as well as Fourth Wing really helped me kind of just get out of an anxious space at night and go into a little magical world. It's really incredible how many characters there are and how well this world feels painted to me. There are elements to it that remind me of the Hunger Games since the main character is attending a war college, and there's that survival piece, but then like the magical piece of it as well as the friendships remind me of Harry Potter. I decided to put a quote that kind of stuck with me while I was reading that Xaden said on the top right, and then I don't know why, but I decided to write the title page after. I wonder if it's because I'm right-handed that I focus on the right page first and then do the left. I don't really know how to do calligraphy, but this is a calligraphy pen that I got as a gift, so I kind of just do it however I want and go back and sort of like thicken the areas that I want to touch up. There are a lot of things that are really relatable about our main character Violet. I really liked this quote, "It's only the body that's fragile, you are unbreakable." I find Violet's character really relatable in the sense that she seems to really know herself well and recognizes her strengths and her weaknesses. I really appreciate that she has such a growth mindset in the sense where she knows that she's weak and fragile, but she doesn't let that stop her from taking care of people she loves or just getting the job done. She's always analyzing and assessing the situation and being like, okay, how can I make up for this loss? Or what can I do to get better? I find this personality trait really attractive and really admirable, and it makes her a solid leader. Fourth Wing was also my introduction to spicy books. I had no idea how spicy this was until I got into it. So I started out with a recap of what happened so I could refer back to this page once the third book comes out. At the end of the book, Violet loses her mother after Sloane siphons her energy to fix the Wardstone. Xaden becomes a Venin, and that was just so sad. The description at the end of Violet seeing his red-rimmed eyes and Xaden looking for a cure made me so sad. It's said that Xaden killed the sage. I have questions about that. Also, I was so annoyed that I made an O instead of a cursive Q, and now it's like an OQ, but we're just gonna have to deal with it. On the right, I decided to write out some questions that I have kind of just floating in my head after reading this. I started off with a gold gel pen, and then I really didn't like the clarity of it. It was actually just hard to write on the sticky note with this particular pen. I also had to look up how to pronounce a bunch of the characters and the dragons' names because I haven't talked to anyone physically about this book, but I have been reading the names in my head a certain way, so I looked it up. So Violet's dragons are Andarna and Tern, and I was kind of saying Tarn. I've been butchering Basgiath in my head. That's how I was saying it. It's pronounced Basgiath for the War College. I always knew I was pronouncing Xaden's dragon's name wrong, but I don't think I ever really thought to question it. And I was like, is it like Sigil or Sagel? But it is pronounced Sigale. At this point, I decided to replace the black sticky note and just rewrite exactly what I had there because the gold gel pen was just not doing it for me, and it was a bit of an eyesore, so luckily it was an easy fix to just replace the sticky note. The book really left us with a lot of questions. I'm kind of like all over the place thinking about it. So I'm wondering what exactly is going to happen to Sigale since she is bonded to Xaden if Xaden is a Venin. So is she going to be able to live? Is there like a transition or a transformation that Xaden has to undergo to become like full Venin? Because he seems like he's still himself at the end of the book. I'm curious about Violet's second signet. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it actually. I'm wondering if she's a distance wielder because they kept talking about that, and she moves really, really fast. Like the scene at the end where she's saving Riddick was really like intense and everyone was shocked and she was like jumping around. I'm also so curious about Andarna because clearly she's been waiting for Violet and she is very special. And I can tell her role in the next book is going to be bigger, so I'm excited for that. I read some theories as well, so people are suggesting that Violet is maybe part Venin with the way that her hair is kind of like silver at the end and the complications of her birth. I'm so frustrated thinking about waiting like a whole year for this next book because I'm gonna have to just reread this book closer to the release time, and I wish I could just get my hands on it right now. What really happened to Violet's dad, as well as Xaden's mom? I feel like Violet's dad is a big mystery, and she's not going to really be able to get the closure she wants because Violet's mom passed away. So, I don't know, it's going to be really complicated. And I also feel like the sage is not dead. Even though Xaden said he killed him, I feel like there's more to it. And then I finished my spread with an overall feelings section. Obviously, we are all sad that Xaden is Venin now, and hopefully it can be like undone somehow. I can't believe that there are going to be 3 more books in the series, so I'm so fascinated and curious as to how this story is going to progress. Although I am sad that Violet's mom passes away at the end of the book, I was glad that they kind of have a moment to talk and realize that even though Violet's mom has this tough exterior, she really loves her kids and would do anything for them. And I was so relieved that none of her friends died during that final battle. So this is how the full spread turned out. I added in some little gold details at the end. This was actually really fun to put together, and I might do this again for the next book that I read. If you guys are readers and you have any recommendations, please leave them in the comments. I'm open to anything.